So you want to live off-grid? Grow your own food, collect rainwater? Talk to your plants like they're your only co-workers. Maybe even name your solar panels after your exes just to feel something again. You want peace, silence, a life without electricity bills, without Wi-Fi passwords, without HOA newsletters written by people named Carol. Just you, the land, and the sound of birds, who genuinely do not care about your credit score. Sounds beautiful, right? Here's the problem. America doesn't really like people who get too free. The moment you stop paying for electricity, water and trash pickup, you suddenly become non-compliant. A translation? You are living a little too freely, and someone in a beige office doesn't like that. This is the same country where you can legally own a flamethrower, buy fireworks by the pound, and build a full-size castle out of pool noodles. But God forbid you flush a composting toilet without a permit. Because in the land of the free, freedom apparently requires paperwork. It always starts the same way. You buy some land, maybe deep in the forest, maybe in the middle of the desert where even Google Maps gives up. You build a small cabin, install solar panels, set up rainwater collection, and you think, peace at last. Then one morning, a white government truck appears, rolling toward your paradise like a final boss from the Department of Overreach. A man steps out, reflective sunglasses, clipboard in hand, a facial expression that says, I don't believe in joy. He asks just one question. Sir, is this structure permitted? And in that exact moment, you realize your dream life has officially been declared a zoning violation. Today, we're going on a road trip across America, through states that claim to love freedom, but completely lose their minds. The second you try to live without a power bill, these are the 5 states where collecting rain, unauthorized water storage, building your own home or illegal development, compost toilets, biological weapons, so grab your solar lantern, and maybe a lawyer too. Because today we're talking about the 5 U.S. states that looked at off-grid living and said, that's cute, now show us your septic system. Number 5, Texas, freedom. With forms attached. Texas, wide open skies, bigger trucks, even bigger opinions. This is the place where people proudly say, don't mess with Texas, and then spend 6 straight months filling out permit paperwork. On paper, Texas should be the off-grid dream. Endless land, endless sunshine. A culture that treats independence like a religion. So you buy a few acres out in the middle of nowhere. You build a small cabin, plant a garden, and name your goat Brisket because of course you do. You install solar panels, set up rainwater collection, build a composting toilet. You think, this is it. I'm finally free. Then one morning, a white county truck appears. At the end of your dirt road, the door opens. Out steps Dale, sunglasses, clipboard. The kind of energy that makes houseplants slowly die. He looks around. Solar panels? Rain barrels? Composting toilet? He sighs and says, Sir, none of this is permitted. And that's where the story really begins. Texas loves freedom and paperwork. Texas doesn't have a single statewide rural building code. Sounds great, right? Wrong. Every county writes its own rules, and half of them treat independence like a public health emergency. Want to live on your land full-time? Use state-approved septic system, designed by licensed professionals, installed by certified contractors, inspected multiple times. Your DIY composting toilet, illegal waste management, rainwater collection, technically legal. Only through an approved plumbing system, must meet state code. I must include mosquito control. They must drain properly. Translation, you may collect rain. If bureaucracy approves the clouds, you can legally own a flamethrower in Texas. You can buy fireworks by the pallet. You can even own a tank, but a homemade rain barrel? Now that is dangerous. The temporary occupancy, the Texas favorite phrase. Across Texas, people have been fined for living in RVs on their own land, converting school buses into homes, staying full-time in tiny houses. Counties call it temporary occupancy, which really means camping is allowed. Existing is not. One man in Hill County built a small solar-powered cabin. No neighbors, no pollution, no complaints. The county declared it unsafe for habitation. He wasn't breaking laws. He was breaking routine. Even HOAs get involved. Visible solar panels? Fine. Wind turbines? Not allowed. Grass over 2 inches? Violation. One woman near Houston was fined for painting her front door turquoise. It disrupted neighborhood harmony. Freedom. But make it pastel. Number 4, Nevada. The desert where even rain needs a lawyer. Nevada. Land of slot machines, UFO sightings, and people who think the desert is the perfect place to disappear. No neighbors. No noise. No rules. Just you, your solar panels, and a lizard named Gary who judges your life choices. Sounds perfect. Until you realize Nevada has more rules for rainwater than Vegas has Buffett's. You buy 20 acres for the price of a used Honda. Middle of nowhere. No city, no people, no problems. You build a small cabin. Install solar panels. Collect rainwater. Then one day a letter arrives from the Nevada Division of Water Resources. It basically says, "Hello, congratulations on your new home. Please stop stealing state property from the sky, because in Nevada all water belongs to the state. Even the rain." Yes, apparently the clouds work for the government now. Build a tank, illegal. Save runoff from your roof. Unauthorized storage. Dig a pond. Criminal activity. A man in Elko County built a small reservoir on his own land to water plants and prevent fires. The state fined him and ordered him to drain it. Because in Nevada, even puddles need paperwork. And don't think the desert means freedom from building codes. Every county enforces rules like it's a full contact sport. You can't live full-time in an RV. Stay in a tiny home unless it meets suburban housing standards. Use a non-certified compost toilet. And if you try to hide, good luck. Code enforcement trucks appear out of heat mirages like desert FBI. They don't knock. They don't smile. They ask one question. Is this permitted? You hesitate, and that's how you lose everything. You can gamble your life savings, fire machine guns, get married by Elvis, but collect rainwater? That's going too far. Welcome to Nevada, where self-sufficiency is the biggest gamble of all. Number 3, Oregon. Eco-friendly, but not like that. Oregon. Rainforests, coffee, a place where people apologize to trees. If any state should love off-grid living, it's this one. So you move there, build a small solar cabin, grow vegetables, live quietly among the ferns. And Oregon says, absolutely not. Water first. Rainwater collection is legal, but only if it comes directly from your roof, into an approved tank, under state-approved conditions. Build a pond or collect runoff. That's illegal water storage. In 2012, a man named Gary Harrington built small reservoirs on his land. He used the water to fight wildfires. Oregon sent him to jail. Yes, prison. For collecting rain. Composting toilets. Only approved models. DIY system? Unsanitary. Recycled materials illegal. Counties like Josephine and Jackson have condemned off-grid homes, issued demolition orders, bulldozed cabins that powered themselves, build a tiny home from reclaimed wood. County calls it garbage architecture. Live in a van and keep moving? Totally fine. Stay in a yurt as an Airbnb? Ecotourism. Live in it full-time? Illegal occupancy. Apparently the difference is a credit card. Oregon markets sustainability, but only if it's taxed, inspected, and utility connected. Welcome to Oregon, where being eco-friendly is mandatory, but being too eco-friendly is a crime. Number 2, New York, the state where you own land but can't live on it. New York, the Empire State. You imagine upstate forest, fresh air, cheap land. You build a tiny off-grid cabin, solar power, rainwater, peace. Then a white SUV pulls up. Out steps Stan from zoning enforcement. Reflective vest, clipboard. That look people get when they smell unregistered happiness. Is this structure permitted? New York's building code is hundreds of pages long, written by people who have never held a hammer. You need permits for electrical, plumbing, roofing, insulation, foundation. Miss one screw and your house is unsafe for occupancy. A family built a perfect off-grid home near Saratoga. County condemned it. Why? Not connected to public utilities. You can legally live in a rat-infested Manhattan shoebox, but a clean solar cabin in the woods? Absolutely not. You can't. Live full-time in a tiny home, stay in an RV over 30 days, camp on your own land. Yes, camping on property you own is illegal. And septic systems? Mandatory. Even if your compost toilet works better. New York wants green energy, but only corporate green. Personal independence doesn't pay taxes. Welcome to New York. Freedom pending approval. Number 1, Hawaii. Paradise. With daily finds. Hawaii. Palm trees. Sunrise surfing. Solar power dreams. You build a tiny off-grid cabin. Solar panels. Rain catchment. Compost toilet. Then a county truck arrives. No aloha. Just one sentence. This dwelling is unpermitted. In Hawaii, you can farm on agricultural land, but you can't live there. You can build on rural land, but not stay long-term. Rainwater is legal, but only with approved tanks, filters, diverters, inspections. Composting toilet, only certified brands installed by licensed plumbers. Skip any step, up to $10,000 per day in fines. A couple on Maui built a tiny sustainable home. The county forced them to demolish it themselves. Meanwhile, resorts drain entire aquifers for infinity pools. The official excuse is safety. The real reason? You stopped paying for water, power, sewer, so they make you pay in permits. Welcome to Hawaii, a beautiful prison with palm trees. So after all of this, Texas, Nevada, Oregon, New York, Hawaii, different landscapes, different accents, different excuses, but the same ending. Everywhere you go, the story is identical. You're free until you stop paying. You can live however you want, as long as you're plugged in, billed monthly, and quietly compliant. The moment you try to power your home with sunlight, collect water that literally falls from the sky, or take responsibility for your own waste, you're no longer a citizen. You're a problem. Because true independence doesn't fit neatly into a form, and it definitely doesn't generate recurring revenue. They'll tell you it's about safety, about sanitation, about fire risk, about protecting the environment. But here's the uncomfortable truth. If safety was the real concern, they wouldn't punish the people who prepare. If sanitation was the issue, they wouldn't ban systems that work. If sustainability mattered, off-grid living would be encouraged, not criminalized. What they're really protecting is dependency, because dependency is predictable. Dependency is taxable. Dependency keeps the lights on for someone else. And here's the part they never say out loud. A person who can produce their own power, their own water, and their own food is very hard to control. So instead of asking, is this safe? They ask, is this permitted? Instead of asking, does this work? They ask, who approved it? And instead of asking, is this sustainable? They ask, are you still paying? This isn't about hating off-grid living. It's about fearing what happens when enough people realize they don't actually need permission to survive. And that's the real irony. We live in the most resource-rich country on Earth. Endless land, endless sun, endless innovation. Yet the simplest act of independence, living quietly on your own terms, has become an act of rebellion. So the next time someone says, just move off-grid if you don't like the system, remember this. It's not the wilderness that's dangerous. It's the paperwork. And maybe the question isn't, is off-grid living illegal? Maybe the real question is, why does freedom scare the system so much? If this video made you think, if it made you angry, or if it made you uncomfortable, good. That means it worked. Drop a comment and tell me, would you still go off-grid knowing all this? Like the video if you believe independence shouldn't require permission. Subscribe if you want more stories they don't advertise in tourism brochures. Because the moment we stop asking for permission is the moment this conversation really begins. I'll see you in the next one.